Hello everybody, and welcome to episode 4 of this wonderful series. So, you may realize that I am standing in a new spot, and that is because I have done some building off camera. So, we have a few different things, so I will cover this head up in a bit, but we have a few more machines. We'll go over that first actually. We have a mixer. To make this, I had to get solarium and brass. So individually, it doesn't seem that bad, but zinc requires sphalerite or cephalerite, or however you want to pronounce it. Cephalerite is raw gold and oxygen. Well, how do you get oxygen? There's a few different ways, like silicon dioxide and other things, but I did gas centrifuging, so I made a centrifuge and a gas collector. So the gas collector is a little annoying because in order to get the gas collector, you have to make a fluid filter, which requires lapis plates, requires you to make a cutter, which requires cobalt brass, which requires you to get cobalt, which is a whole process. I made the cutter, it's not up here because I wanted to replace all the wires anyways. So the cutter will get put back on here when I replace the wires. And this right here was made with solarium, and we are making energized superconductor, which is gold, coal, and redstone. Pretty simple stuff. And then soul sand is ink sacs and sand. Sand's really explanatory. Ink sacs is I avoided like 32 iron buckets to get the amount of ink sacs I needed, but it's okay. And then we also have underneath here. You can kind of see right there. There's a rock crusher, just a cobblestone, because I don't really want to pull from this because this is our power, and if my math is right, it's like barely enough overhead, so I don't really want to pull from it and mess it up. And now coming up here, we have this wonderful machine area where I will put some passive lines, maybe might do our next power upgrade up here. I haven't decided yet. The next thing on my agenda though is I've done a lot of handcrafting. These are myself in here for when I was building. I made 14 diamond furnaces. As you can see, the furnaces down there are gone. So the objective is to set up kind of a auto smelter for this until we reach the multi-smelter. And he's like, what's a multi-smelter? So the multi-smelter are these things. So multi-smelter, it's just it's a furnace and an alley furnace. So yeah, pretty simple. So how this works is it works like this. You can overclock it. Same thing. You can use buses and output buses though, so it can handle bigger size inputs. And the coils, see all these coils? So we have these coils. So underneath the multi-smelter, you can kind of see there, it says max parallel 32 and energy usage. So for the amount of parallel, 16 EU a tick. And then you can see these goes all the way up to chrono infinity at 655,336 parallels at 16 EU a tick. Nuts. It's nuts. So realistically, I probably should need more than 2 of them, because we'll need one for alloy smelting and one for furnace, and I'll get into that when we get that, and when we get into machine modes. I also had to make an arc furnace. This required graphite. So arc furnaces like this requires graphite. To get graphite, we put raw coal in a coke oven. I just put it in that one over there. Pretty simple. But other than that, we have a few different things. I have all this coal in my inventory. So I will need to make, in total, I'll need to make 2 conveyor modules and a lot of pipes. So I will go make this real quick. And I will be right back. Okay, so I do want to craft one more thing. I want to craft some of those gold chests instead of using these. So gold chests. Get 3 of these. Hopefully I have the glass. I do. Amazing. I really don't want to use this plank so well. Wherever that gold was, I had. So. Does it consider the name of the gold chest I'm in as a gold chest that's craftable? That's funny. That's really funny. What? Since when does it do that? Okay. Oh, I guess I will put more glass on the craft. Now. Here. Here. Wait, why am I doing this? I could just arc furnace it, but I already have that made, so I'm just gonna let that run. And I'll be back when I have it crafted. Well, I got it made. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay through out in a line like this. Then we need our output, our fuel, and our input. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're just gonna do it all in one row. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 13. Bring this all the way down. Then we need one going in the back like this. And then we'll want to bring this one up top like this. Oh. And then I'll have to configure out and make a new wrench because this one's about to break. Like that. There it goes. I have another one, and then we will want to configure all of these like this. Then configure all of these. Alrighty. And this should be all done. They will go over here to the first one. We will do we'll do input top, fuel input back, output bottom. Like that. Then we'll copy and paste all of these down here. And now we'll take our conveyors and go, I'll take it to the other side. But I will go here and here, import round robin, import round robin, and then back should be fuel input, so this should be fuel. Put it in there. And those are filling up, but then I should be able to put this in here. And there we go. That is our pseudo super smelter. Not even pseudo, it works great. I mean, you just dump fuel in here, anything comes out of here, I just want to smelt in there. I'm sure it can make it a little bit prettier, but I'm not super worried about it. It's all gonna get replaced with the multi-smelter anyways at some point, so it's okay. But next on the agenda is gonna be the EDF, and also making the storage over here, which I could just go do now, actually. I'll craft this off camera, it's not important. Really, it's just crafting table. And then 8 circuits, which we have. That'll be like near the last of them. I'll have the batch craft some more circuits. Then EBF. I got the Cooper nickel going. I need to get some nickel, which is the arc furnace again, which is not pendulite, but which one was it? Yeah, just raw nickel, copper, nitrogen gas, which we have over here. Didn't really see what it made. Centrifuging air gives nitrogen gas and oxygen gas, and it's 4-to-1 oxygen to nitrogen. Or sorry, 4-to-1 nitrogen to oxygen. So I don't know how accurate that is to real life, but I'm not going to be pressed about it. So I'm going to do some crafting. I'm going to get our storage system up, and then I will move all of our items over here. I haven't decided where I'm going to make the central crafting area. Probably over here. I kind of want to make like a, not a tower, because we don't have flight yet, but I will make kind of like a grand control tower for AE2 and everything when we get there. But I will be back when I have made some progress. Welcome back. Well, as you can tell, I've done a little bit of building. This inventory connector, this is where we put all our chests. We have this downstairs area over here now, as well as this raised platform. This is going to be crafting. And then I will need to make some chests. I'll make a few diamond chests, make up some more of the raw diamond, and then I will stack these up, move everything from there over here. Hopefully get rid of basically all these machines, clean up this platform. I'll probably move the PBFs up here and the coke ovens as well. I get rid of this oak wood platform, and then even this out and probably make this into more of like a flat wall. Other than that, so my biggest concern is one of the best ways to get like LV to MV power in this pack is naphtha using combustion, but the problem with that is depending on what biome you're in and what oil you have, the RNG can be really, really sucky. And for example, I'm going to spawn this in to show you. I am not going to be keeping this. We got lucky here. We spawned in raw oil. So raw oil versus regular oil, if you look at them, raw oil. So raw oil in a distillery is a 2-to-1 ratio. So 2 millibuckets of oil per, sorry, that's for that. Sorry, it's 2 to 3. So it's actually makes more naphtha than it does oil going in. Now to make naphtha the other ways, other oil is less than half as efficient. This one is like 5 times less efficient, and this one's like even worse. This one's actually a little bit better, but you can see how it's, and they all use, and these are double the duration. So this also processes it double as fast. And this will be good power because it's a quarter second for 4 millibuckets. But you can kind of see what I mean with that. There it goes into the void. The reason why is because, so let me go into creative real quick and I'll show you why. So if I TP to 1,000 blocks the other direction, right? And I get a prospector again. It's random. So this is oil, light oil, and in a skyblock, you can't just walk. You have to build giant cables, you have to build giant bridges. It's just an actual nightmare, and it's not worth it because I've had times where I've been playing in runs like this, and I have had to in order to progress the pack in a way that didn't suck, like spamming steam boilers. I had to world edit, move the base, the entire base, and fix all the problems that causes, and that's not something I feel like doing. So, again, I'm gonna get everything moved over, move all the items over, make it so we can get some crafting done, and I will be back once again. I feel like I say that a lot. Welcome back. So, now you're currently working towards the EBF. I'll explain a couple things for those who don't know. The EBF is our first big multi-block. So, what happens when you need to smelt something that isn't, iron, copper, even steel? You have to have a furnace that can get hot enough. So, EBFs have a temperature mechanic. So, when the temperature is, for nichrome, it's 1828 Kelvin. This requires Canthal coils. If I were to use copper nickel coils, which is the first tier of coils, it would not work because it couldn't get hot enough. So, and how it works, we can also hover over it and read it here. And I'll also read it aloud. So, for every 900 Kelvin above the recipe temperature, a multiplicative 95% energy reduction is applied before the overclocks are. And for every 1800 Kelvin above the recipe temperature, the one overclock becomes 100% efficient. And what that means is in GregTech, when you overclock something, say it was a 10-second recipe, if you overclock it one time, normally it goes to 5 seconds. However, when you overclock something, it is 4 times the EU consumption for 2 times the speed. So what that means is it's 4 times the EU consumption and 4 times the speed. And that will stack multiplicatively. So if I say 2 overclocks here is 7.5 seconds. If I were to do 2 perfect overclocks, it'd be 1.85 seconds. So it goes from 30 to 7.5, or 30 to 1.85. And you can see how strong that is. Now it can stack multiplicatively as many times as you can upgrade it. Now, there are a ton of machines that get perfect overclock, as opposed to a modpack like Star Technology, where they have the whole lineup of perfect overclock machines. But it is very strong, and you need to be very careful, especially from a development standpoint of what you give it to, because it can break scaling very easily just because of how strong, even just in the theory of math, multiplication can be if it's done recursively or repeatedly. I did add some more greenery here and here, kind of give the base a little bit more of an alive feel. I mean, y'all can let me know what you think about that, but I'm going to do some more crafting, and I also got to get figured out for power, so I'm going to do some math real quick. So for one steam turbine, it is 640 steam 640 steam every half second. So if every half second is 10 ticks, that means, or is every that is 2 seconds. So that means you use 1280 a second. Okay. 1280 a second, and these produce. Let me get another calculator. So a high pressure solar boiler produces 18 a tick, so times 20. So it's 1280 consumption, 360. So divided by 360. So we need 4 high pressure steam boilers to 1 boiler. So what I'm going to do is I am going to make enough turbines for, I want to say 8. I want to make 8 more turbines, which means I will need 32 of these. That's not too bad. So I'm going to work on that. I'm going to make the turbines. I did make another half a stack of circuits. I will get this crafted today and I will get it built, but it is very unlikely that we will be turning it on and using it today. But with that, I'll be back. Alrighty. And with that, you may be able to see the progress I've made. So, I did the math, changed the ratios a bit. It was more space efficient. It made more sense to do 10 to 3. Because even though it does like 2.83 of steam engines or turbines, it's still enough power since these don't have a spin up time. And also, I need to make it so it's eternally daytime, or we're just gonna drop power. For now, I do love the way the base looks at nighttime, but you can hear them all turn on. We'll walk away from this place, but currently, one more. There we go. Like that. Get that. So, we can actually see, it's like, how do you get power from there to where it's going to go over here. So, down here, we have this wire, and it connects all the top up there, comes down here, and it comes along this major power cable here. And it also feeds back, and these turbines also feed in. So, from that, we'll go up here and look at it. We have the wire starting small and enlarging. So what's happening here is this makes water. This water goes up into the boilers, and goes up into the boilers. These are solar boilers, so they're powered by the sun. They're hot facing. And then steam comes out through these middle pipes down here into the turbines. Power goes into the cable and it goes down. And this is just a repeating setup. And with that, I'd also need to make the energy cables. We will need to make energy hatch. I'm going to make 2 of these. These require low voltage coils, which require magnetic iron rods and some fine steel wire. So I will grab some steel right here. Should only be like, I think it's only 4 ingots, yep. Okay. I'll make that wire. And then I will grab those iron rods. Grab 2 of these. Here, make it circuit 3. I'm gonna turn block volume down a little bit. Make that circuit 3. Still make my fine wire. Put this over here. And come on. Right here. This should be circuit 1. And that's crafting the coil. While that's crafting. Oh. I'll go back up here. We need some more of these. So we'll craft some more of these, some more frames, and there we have it. So, to wire this, we will have, for now, our controller here, then our coils here. I will want to put, if I have my wrench. So, multi-like require a few things. So energy will go on the corners. Alright. Energy will go there. For now, input and output will be on the front. I'm not too worried about that. And then I need back up here again and not fall in the hole. I cannot wait for creative flight. But on top of that, I'll build up a little bit. We will need a muffler hatch in the middle and a maintenance hatch. So, I can make those 2 real quick. I'm gonna make sure these things are crafting. Alright, that's a low voltage coil done. We come over here. That's our first LV energy hatch. Wants us to make 2, obviously, it's fine. So, maintenance hatch requires all these tools. I'll make a soft mallet, and then we need a crowbar. How do I... Okay, so the problem with this is I need a crowbar. I make a steel crowbar, but you need dye. I guess cactus. We have cactus? We have cactus. Let me get some cactus. Get that green dye. That's the one thing that's a little annoying about, for some reason, crowbars require a colored dye. That part I never really got, but meh, whatever. Go here, steel crowbar. Here we go. We have our green crowbar, and like that. Maintenance hatch. Boom. Now make my muffler hatch. We go here, here. I'm gonna sort out these duplicate recipes. Let's see. I'm gonna go here. I could be doing the better recipes for this, but I am too lazy to walk over there. And like that, we have our muffler hatch. We need to get our heat-proof casings. Get some more of those. Now I will come down here. I will grab this coil, go back up here. And I will need to craft the second one of these. Go here. Now, we come over here. So we'll have our muffler hatch facing downwards into the middle. For our 2 energy hatches. That, and then we will have our maintenance hatch. And just like that, it has been formed. Now, screwdriver, soft mallet, hard hammer, crowbar. Screwdriver, soft mallet, hammer, crowbar. And like that, it is maintained. So, I'll put all this back. Get our wire cutters. Get some of this wire. And I will come down here. And I will connect this. Like that. It is connected. So, the next thing is going to be making buses and hatches. Buses are going to be glue, wood crate, LV machine, hold, and assembler. I already made some glue down here in the centrifuge. Over here. Yep, 12 buckets of glue. We have enough to make all of our hatches and buses. And I will get all that done. But for now, I am going to have to leave out here. Sorry, it's been quite a bit more days since the last episode. This one took quite a while to make. For not a super long time, but I've also been working the past few days, and I haven't quite had the time to or energy to sit on and record. But I hope you all enjoyed. Next episode, if you're getting into MV, and I will talk to you all there. Bye-bye.